And welcome back to the Matside broadcast of the 73rd National Open and Masters Indoor Bowls Championship Singles. That was a mouthful. We're watching here, down to the semi-final stage, we're watching here the semi-final between Hayden Warnes and Nathan Trout. And we're lucky to be joined in commentary by the father of Nathan, Malcolm. How are you feeling, Malcolm?
Certainly a little nervous, Alex, but yeah, equally excited for Nath. In his first semi-final, so yeah, it's been a long little road for him so far. So yeah,
good stuff, and it's
hoping he'll go well.
Yeah, great to have you here. We've also got James Sullivan and Emma Ludeman who are going to chip in with some comments. But before we watch the rest of this game, I'll just talk through the other semi-finalists. So the other semi-final going on, and you can see it in the background, is between Mark Ridley and Rodney Mills. And of course, on the Masters singles side of the draw, Les Hayward is playing Peter Cronin, and Carl Jamieson is playing Donald Layton. Now, we can't give you super duper often updates on those, but we'll try and give you updates as to the other semi-finals as we can, but our main focus is on this game. We saw Nathan there with his second bowl just going a little bit through. It's a nice enough mat here, Mal, we've seen from the commentary box. Quite quick, nice big swing on both hands, and it'll be interesting to see how this game pans out.
Yeah, Hayden's just finding with those two bowls there. It's very punishing late swing there. It'll give Nate a chance here to chase through here. Malcolm, what do you reckon?
Yeah, he loves his forehand. He's one of his strong shots here.
Forehand, Nate.
So yeah, forehand, Nate.
Anything but the hole or under.
Oh, it's diving.
Big pressure. Big opportunity here for Hayden. Now, obviously, it's a big whippy swing, which is probably why he's a bit nervous about playing this hand here. But it's a strange one, right? Does he come right round that orange and play safe and make sure he doesn't drop three on the first end of a semi-final? Weird thought. I would have.
He's put a wobbler on purpose. That's genius.
He went the more aggressive approach, and he sort of might have half shut the window there, forced Nate onto his backhand, right?
Yep. Be wanting to be through here.
He might play the weight that he could still chip it out to the side if he needed to. He's on a pretty good path, though.
He's close.
And that is
great
bowl. That's why you win the toss and let them go, right?
True. Yeah.
So on that first end, under big pressure, Nathan Trout rising to the challenge and scoring a 1 when he was 3.5, maybe 4 down. And this is the upper way. We know that. And the players will figure it out soon enough. There we go, on the backhand side, so we've also seen players favour that side of the mat. It's a nice swing, but not quite as dramatic as the other hand.
Side,
Nate nearly found that wee straight patch out there. He managed to get under it, which is a good sign ahead for him. If he can get under that straight patch and back to the centre line, he'll go a long way to winning this game.
Absolutely. And
now, you love to talk about the push bowl, Alex, so you'd almost use the... almost like a skateboarding analogy, the goofy style, maybe.
Yes.
Who's the goofy style, do you think, James?
The push bowling, obviously. It's not very common around the place.
Yeah, but it's fascinating, isn't it? Because both Warnes, Nigel's now got 5 national titles, or is it 6? And Hayden stuck on 4. They both won national titles off their fingers. They played off their fingers first, then switched to push bowling later on in life.
Yeah. Ron made them do it, right?
Oh, clearly.
Ron
rock and run.
Yeah.
He wasn't bad.
Sponsors of the feature mat this week again, Ron and Angles, very much appreciated.
Hayden underneath the line, but it's going to get a good result.
Nice result there. He played that speed that was an option, right? Like if he gets through the orange clean, he's chipping it out.
And if you are tuning in, thank you very much for tuning in to this coverage. It's being broadcast on the Matside YouTube channel. If you're here, please share it with your friends and family. We want to get as many people watching this as possible, and feel free to drop a comment as well on the Matside channel. We're vaguely following it. We'll try and respond if we see any questions or comments or anything in between.
He's got out nice and wide on this nice big swing out here. Wow. That's a pretty good shot, right? That's about as good as you could do, right? I have a feeling you'll see a very aggressive Hayden Warnes here in this game. It'll be interesting to see how we haven't had a super aggressive player on the mat so far. It'll be interesting to see how this unfolds. He'll be coming through the sitting orange here, Alex, won't he?
Yeah, on his backhand. Such an accurate run shot player, inside out. That'll do.
Ooh.
A little bit unlucky with how it's set.
Squeezing back in there. What's Nate doing, Malcolm?
I'm pretty sure he'll be back on his forehand, playing that big swing.
Just trying to land one
into
out there.
those
I wonder
big
if the
blues.
white's not heading that way, do you reckon he'd be more aggressive and throw one out the other side and give Hayden a chance of being unlucky for 3 sort of thing? Or is he a safety first sort of guy?
No, he will be.
You've taught him well,
Played
haven't
the
you, Mel?
percentages, Yeah.
Percentages?
He's a good gizzy boy. He'll play the percentage.
On the forehand side. Let it go very, very smoothly there.
Get that away
I don't think-
beautifully.
How's the weight?
Yeah, the other thing is you probably didn't want to get all the way back to the jack there, right? It's probably the
No.
nice one to just keep off. It's not the worst spot. It'll cut that short one out if Hayden manages to get it really square out there.
So Hayden now having a good look at this. The beautiful thing is that in the semi-final and final, no time limit, so it's 12 ends in your own time. And you often see the players just take that little bit more time to consider their shot selection. I mean, it's not every day you find yourself in a national semi-final.
Not
Hayden
sure why
here,
Nate was looking at his watch then. Was he checking a message or something?
probably.
Close here from Hayden. Lovely shot
Classy
there.
stuff there from Hayden Warnes.
That is classic Hayden Warnes if I've ever seen it.
You hear a smatter of clapping from the crowd. I wouldn't call them boisterous yet, but I'm sure they'll get there by the time the final comes around.
So 1 to Hayden there makes it 1-1 after 2.
Hayden, did he do that last time? So he delivers the jack off his fingers
Yeah.
and then push bowls.
Yeah.
Interesting. And do we think that was an intentional short end?
I don't know.
It's a downhill way.
Don't know. I'm going to say he was looking for halfway and might have been a fraction short.
Yeah.
Beautiful line,
Because he
though.
won't want to be...
Intriguing.
He won't want to go to a drawing shootout with Nathan Trowell. That's the last thing you want to do, right?
Oh, you'd do that at your peril, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I think he wants to keep aggressive and keep
Yeah.
Nathan thinking about what shots he could play.
Yeah.
And what shots Hayden could play as well. I think that would bring Hayden back in, bring Hayden more into the game.
See Hayden just underneath the line there.
One of the stalwarts of the South Island team, Hayden Warnes. I reckon he's played every position except singles.
You would have had a bit to do with Hayden over your time, James.
Somehow, because Nigel was the manager, I never got to room with Hayden.
Was that for the safety of everyone? Or
No, for the safety. Somehow Hayden had influence over it. Not happy with that. I'd have loved to have roomed with Hayden.
Great, it's a great
He-
bowler.
Absolutely doesn't say the same.
Just class, you know.
Some close here.
I can remember watching and look at that bowl from Hayden. There's
Just drifted on.
I watched
Pretty good there.
a bowl Hayden played in the quarter or semi-finals of the peers against Paul Smith and Jeff Coey, and Hayden played a full-bladed drive shot as a push bowl to chip a bowl off that was essentially touching the jack. It's one of the best bowls I've ever seen in my life. Just incredibly capable player. And interesting, both times the ends have been in this direction. The heads have been a little bit looser than what you might expect, Mel.
Yeah.
You see Nathan in the background there, rehydrating. You got to keep hydrated. I find myself drinking a raspberry Coke because I'm out. I've given up on the Powerade and water.
I quite like a raspberry Coke, actually. As
Not
we
far
see,
away here from Hayden. He's given it that a little bit of air.
that's a great
He's
shot.
in a nice spot. Gives Nathan a chance.
On a normal day, this would be a gimme shot, wouldn't it?
Yes.
This is no normal day.
Doesn't feel like a gimme shot when you're in semi-final for national
He's
singles.
just got to just correct his grass here. Yeah.
You're focusing really on the line.
Yep.
And he's got the
Yes.
line. Oh, he might be a
he's
bit tight.
Yeah.
Get up, he says.
Yeah, it's
got
Good
Justin.
though.
You got
Good
that.
shot.
Justin.
He'll do it.
That'll make it 2-1. 2-1 to Nathan Trowell over Hayden Warnes after 3 ends.
Interesting.
Early days.
Just taking his
Yeah.
time.
How good is it? We can bring you live and exclusive indoor bowls on your Sunday afternoon, sitting at home or wherever you may be in New Zealand, around the world.
Yeah, you're not going to see it anywhere else, are you?
No, and it's great that all the volunteers around here, Matt side, can bring you this coverage.
So we thank them. And if you are watching this, please share it. Sort of hard to get the word out there sometimes about where you can find the coverage. So please feel free to share it with whoever.
I'm hearing it was for my safety, me not rooming with Hayden.
Oh, well, if you want to, okay.
Thank you, Daniel, out there.
That's interesting
I'm
here
not
from-
quite sure about that.
Oh no,
It's a good time to chip in, Emma.
So am I one for the stream?
he could have smothered me in my sleep. All right, now a couple of narrow bowls will force these guys on this hand to.
It was the first time
push out wide.
first time he played a draw shot on the forehand coming this
Yeah.
direction, and you can see it finished there 3 or 4 or probably 3 feet narrow. There, he's taken his green this time.
Correction.
I obviously not playing the mat myself. I imagine this mat is playing quite a bit different to most of the mats
Great
around
shot.
the place. Like coming with the boards, things will be happening a bit different.
Yeah, it's intriguing because it hasn't really changed. I mean, there's not straighteners running all around the place like you would see usually running with the board, but certainly we'll be playing different to almost every other mat in the hall.
Yeah.
See Hayden now on his forehand again.
I don't think he's far away here. Up the hill, he's just run out of legs.
Oh, not that one.
Nathan.
All right, Nathan looking to adjust here. He cut his green with his last one. He's played a far
Little
better green
feather.
here.
That's a good shot.
Yeah, now
So no back bowls from Hayden, but what does he do, James?
he's trying to get rid of these 2 oranges.
Yeah, be
He probably
feeling.
just has to sit the back orange like down to make himself 3.
I
So
mean,
I don't think he needs to.
it'd be madness to go off the outside orange, wouldn't it?
He wouldn't need to be too aggressive, right?
Nah.
Like
Let's see.
you've got to risk chipping the jack out sideways.
On the back
He's
end,
quick.
he's very close.
Ooh.
That was a good shot from Hayden Warnes, a confident bowl.
He played kill speed, which forced him a fraction wider.
And it's going to be 1, 2.
Nathan?
Nathan
probably?
Trout. Now, it's
3-1
interesting.
after 4.
If we think about these two players, Hayden had a lot of success early on in his career. I think he was, before Terry Blackburn won the New Zealand Pairs in 2008, he was the youngest person to have won a New Zealand title at the age of maybe 16 or 17. I think he had all 4 of his by the time he was in his early to mid-20s.
Just a quick note, he's asked for a short end here.
Intriguing.
Interesting, yeah.
Intriguing. I don't know. It's interesting to see. And look at that. That's a great shot, isn't it? That crowd
It is.
absolutely
Crowd's
focused.
building.
Both of them on the mat, Hayden and Nathan, very serious. You wouldn't call them frivolous bowlers, would you? They're very, very sort of focused on their task.
Yep.
I think that's why they've had the success that they've had, really.
Oh.
So if you've asked for a short end, is he envisaging like a super rake later on in this head?
Yeah.
Reset it?
Looking for that aggressive
Yeah.
approach.
Little push.
Needs it to hold. Not that long.
Ooh,
Yeah.
lovely effort.
You know, if it's a game of millimetres, isn't it? An eighth of a bowl wider.
I
And
actually,
you're happy days.
Yeah.
I love this shot here. Like Nathan down bowling and Hayden the imposing man behind him.
I find Hayden very intimidating, James.
It's a
Which
big
I
man.
told him on tour once, or
Yeah,
maybe at a
but-
test match.
And yet he's an absolute gentle soul.
Oh, he's a lovely
Yeah,
man.
he's a great guy.
Incredible
Looks like
bowler.
a gorilla. More like a chimpanzee once you get
Oh,
to know him.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how he'd take that when he listens it back. But fair call. And we see Hayden there. Interesting. It's the downhill way, but he's just fallen that little bit
Just
short.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you know there's a zoo here?
is there a zoo?
There is zoos.
There is a zoo.
What a
here.
great segue that is, Emma. And what sort of animals are kept at the zoo?
Yeah. Monkeys, apparently.
No one in the hall, of course, as we see. Nathan on his forehand side. So
I'm more to the point with my animal analogies.
he's looked at the
Little bit
head.
quicker.
That's a good shot.
That's a really. Then he's going to be
Yeah.
putting Hayden to the test here.
Well,
This is.
he hasn't.
These are the sort of
yeah.
ends, right? Where you try and hold 2 or 3 and force Hayden to play good bowls.
He's not created anything extra for Hayden to play, which is a really clever way to add a bonus here. Hayden on the backhand. Needs to get that bowl square. He will rue that potentially. That's a disappointing bowl from Hayden Warnes.
I'll tell you what, he was probably only 3 inches of speed away from 3-2 in a close game, right? And this still could be 3.
Nate saying it's your measure.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hayden
he's being
saying-
nice.
And Hayden saying, I'm bigger than you. Oh,
Our mark is signalling he thinks it's 2.
Ooh.
power, says 2.
There we go. Twosies. Oh, maybe more.
Nice.
Probably, no one probably looked at this one except for Nathan. Yeah, this could be a big moment in the game. We'll think about this in 6 hands' time. Do we remember to mention down the far end? There's
2,
a
I think it was.
last lady playoff.
No, we forgot who's going. Ashley Smith and Shelley Jenkins.
Shot versus Shelley.
And we're in a situation now. Here we go. The jack's been overthrown again. Hayden now saying a foot up. So the last time that hit, oh no, a foot from the tee. I thought Sean Papau had a massive foot, but he's just going from the other end, so it's fine.
Yeah.
It's a foot from short, you know. It's all realistically good stuff. All right, Nathan's come up a fraction short here. Time for Hayden to punish, I imagine, is what he's thinking.
Oh, that's a slightly lazy hand, but it's come back. It's probably a short end would be a more manageable green on the forehand side, but just to the left as we see it, because the bowl's got less distance to travel, doesn't it? So you're not going to see that crazy swing you see there on the backhand.
Hayden looking for his opportunity here.
Good bowl from Nathan. I think we see a forehand shot here from
Absolutely.
Hayden Warnes, and he'll be thinking, look, I can sit that bowl down, tuck the jack around the corner. Needs
Not
it to
far
turn.
away, is he?
Now it's the short end, so it's not going to turn quite as dramatically.
Or that.
Oh, we've seen half a bowl. Chris Watson in the background. Walking with purpose.
That man can drink a beer.
Not this month.
July?
Yes, he's got, that's his shirt on. He's got the dry July thing.
July.
You know it's not July, right?
What? Oh, what month is it?
June.
Seriously.
Next month. That's good timing, isn't it? Sorry,
Alright.
team.
If Hayden can jam this in for a real
close,
nice one down,
I see
he'll be
Hayden
feeling
Warnes.
quite good.
That's a great shot from
That's
Hayden
even
Warnes.
better.
So much experience, you know. He's 5-1 down. You're not fast at 5-1 down when you've got 7 ends to go.
Now, this could be the most important bowl of the game so far. If this lands in the wrong spot, there'll be 4 opportunities.
It looks a bit tight.
Oh, just coming up a fraction light.
It's the first time I've seen anything that would be called, I wouldn't even call it nerves, the first bit of pressure that I think we've seen come through.
It's an amazing one, right? Like trying to play a perfect controlled weight up the hill on a shorter end, like
It's a little bit of pressure.
not an easy task.
After this end, we'll give you some updates on the situation.
Hayden just drawing here. He must
Interesting.
already have 2.
Must have a bundle.
He
Needs
must
it to
have 2
run.
already. Otherwise, he would have just tried to find that shot bowl at 6 inches speed just to sit that orange out.
Yeah, there's your 2, I would suggest. While they're walking around, we'll just see what it was. Twosies.
Yeah, 2.
So that makes it 3-5 to Nathan Trout, but
There's no way Hayden would have been drawing if that was 1, right?
correct. If we look around the traps, the Truth Cup playoff 5-3 to Shelley over Ashley Smith. And the Masters, Les Hayward is trailing 2 points to 4 against Peter Cronin, who's a local player actually, Peter Cronin. And Donald Layton all square with Carl Jamieson. And in the Open semi-final, Mark Ridley, that's his name, is leading 6 points to 4 over Rodney Mills. Now Mark Ridley, I think we believe, has also won the Sen Smith Moyle Trophy for over 65 player to go the furthest in the open singles, and if he is to continue on, and if he was to win the open singles, as far as I could tell, going back to 1985, no player over 65 has ever won the New Zealand Open singles. So looking to make some history today is Mark Ridley in his hometown.
There's plenty of people out there that won it 30 years ago and now over 65.
That's correct, yeah.
Yes.
Don't confuse me, James.
It's not hard.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Now this end they've been, I wouldn't call it struggling. They've been playing the slightly looser heads on, but this one a little bit better.
All right, Hayden, extra aggressive here.
This is a good bowl.
Trying to open up this
This
head.
is a good bowl.
That is a great shot.
bowl.
The beauty of that is you've now got 3 short bowls, mud to try and work your way through. What do you do here for your Nathan? Malcolm, you've taught him everything he knows and then some.
I've got no idea.
That's why we've gone to Malcolm.
Yeah.
Look at him.
What's he doing?
I think he'd be looking at a backhand. He'd be looking to push into his orange. He can sit the shot blue bowl out here at 11 o'clock on the screen. I think that's what he'd be looking for, just maybe playing a little bit under. If he gets a couple of rolls out of the front orange, he'll be happy.
Orange to the corner of the square is the perfect weight for all the other shots in the area, right?
He's very quick.
He's half a bowl.
Yeah, I think he actually just cooked it a bit heavier than he wanted. I think he was on that line of what we were talking about, Malcolm. He just pushed it a bit quick from what he's probably wanting.
So here's an interesting moment for Hayden Warnes. He's holding 3. He's trailing 5-3 on the game. Where do you place your bowl?
He's not thinking about his shot at the head right now.
Absolutely.
He's thinking about Nathan's shot and how do I make it as hard as I can for the young fella.
You want the pressure to really be on if you're Hayden Warnes. Hayden's been here before.
Just trying to add another one to the count.
And not
Make the 3 in Nathan's head become 4.
And the gap is no bigger than it was. There's still bowl-sized gaps left, right and centre here. This is a hideous head to play to. I have no idea what I would do.
I think you would play a forehand under the wing blue speed that if you caught the front orange you could land it in for some scummy lucky.
I'm with you. I'd probably do that.
If you got under that orange even, you could scummy lucky off the orange blue. And you could even sit through the outside blue and stay there for shot.
You're sort of just end of mat weight.
As long as you're on the inside half of the outside blue and wide of the middle orange.
Well, that sounds easy, James.
All of that sort of, you've got chances, right? You could potentially offset the front orange and get unlucky, but I think that's the sort of shot you've got to play percentages. What?
One of the challenges is the plant's not really working. There's an orange touching a blue, but it's just going to hoof onto the jack.
Oh, maybe
he plays slightly under his orange. Look to skim off the closest orange to come through.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, so that's the narrow part of what I was saying, right?
Yeah,
like
I
think so. Obviously, in your head, you're trying to turn the short orange onto the jack, and anything near that, you might get lucky, you might not.
Here we go.
But you've got to give your bowl a chance, right?
On his forehand
just
side,
draw up to the corner of the box. 2. Yep.
He's close
Lovely
here.
speed.
It's looking
He's
very
close
good.
here.
Lovely speed.
Hard luck.
That's a great shot. There should be a lot more clapping in that crowd.
He's
That is the most stressful bowl of the game so far, and I'm sure he's got second shot there.
I don't think he has. I think he's been a little bit stiff, to be honest.
Down.
I think it's going to be.
Ooh.
I think it's a 3. That was well played. A bit unlucky.
Oh, it was 3.
Yeah. Again, with old brown and black bowls, he would have flopped in for second shot.
Yeah, that would have run through a bit more, like you were saying, Alex. The composite bowls.
And of course, this Nationals, I think, it'll be the first one ever when for the singles rounds, every mat had coloured bowls on it.
Yeah.
Not so for the pairs.
Yep.
Oh, that.
There is a few.
The pairs should have all coloured bowls. Well, that's okay. But for the singles round, first Nationals ever, where they had 78 or 78, 80 mats which had coloured bowls, which I think is pretty cool to walk into a hall and see.
So just back to that last end, obviously dropping the 3 has actually ended up very unlucky. Now it's just about, we've spoken about in the last 2 or 3 games, Alex, about when you make a crooked number, consolidating that and scoring again.
That's the thing, it's just intriguing, really. I'm enjoying this battle. Do we talk about the stay yet, James, or is that later on?
No.
Okay.
Last time you talked about that.
You're right. See there in the background the table that the star would have been on.
This is pretty good here. Just you.
Good bowl.
I like the intent of the speed. He's actually playing a more aggressive game than I was expecting, Malcolm.
Yeah. Usually Nate's pretty, draw them from anywhere type of bloke.
Yeah. It's
just pushing down a little bit. So just maybe struggling a little bit with the speed of the speed this way. That's slightly uphill. Maybe it's an extra foot.
Oh, at least.
Yeah. It's a little bit unusual. I'm surprised he's not playing the big swing.
Yeah, on the forehand side.
Yeah.
There he is.
Like to see
generally really good at that.
He's got a lovely stance, Mel, off the two knees.
Yeah.
It's the way to go.
Yeah, he did that pretty much from day dot. So
close here.
Didn't try the one knee method.
Oh, great try. I find a lot of juniors, if they're not prompted, will start off playing off two knees because it's natural to get down. Your two knees.
And it's good, good solid base.
And then you get lazy and go, if I go one knee, that's half as much getting down.
I haven't quite got there yet.
Oh, I did, for sure.
Off two knees to start off with. There wasn't that many people playing off two knees, even when I started. Not many men would play off two knees. It's sort of become more popular in the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, definitely.
And now, I don't think Hayden's trying to score two here. I think he's just trying to keep this one, right?
Look at the focus on that man's face.
He's definitely blocked the draw. He's forced Nate through the head here.
Well, the issue is...
And there is risk.
There's no weight that Nathan can play that's good.
What?
You can't... There's nothing here to hit for Nathan, is there? On the forehand side.
Not on the forehand side.
You can sit an orange down on the backhand.
Does he have to stand the left hand or
but
right
if
hand on the screen orange up?
If you're a bowl narrow, that's not amazing.
Oh, I think it might fold across the head rather than get the jack too much, maybe.
I suppose that blue bowl is touching the orange that sort of sits at 12 and 1 o'clock to the screen, so the blue bowl might sit across, not through. I don't know what I'd play here.
I'd say he's looking at that.
If you're real brave, you hit something square and pray that your collision bowl saves everything.
If there was a possible draw, you'd probably say Nath would lean to that, but there isn't one, right?
Yeah, so he might be looking to cannon the blue bowl out through the orange.
Yep. He's not quick.
Fair enough. That's fair enough.
Would you say he's almost taken the one down here?
Oh.
Like, that was a sensational effort.
Absolutely beautiful effort, and that's the closest thing you'll ever see to emotion come from Nathan. He's usually pretty stony-faced. That was a beautiful effort there from Nathan Trowell. He would have looked at that and gone, well, there's nothing on. I have to try and draw that bowl around the corner. Nearly managed it. And look at that crowd there filling up the stadium. Someone needs to give them all something to make a bit more noise. Should hand out like party poppers.
No one's really found their track down this. Coming back towards the commentary box here, Alex.
Oh, yes.
It's not, like tight.
Not just this game, Malcolm. You're talking about game 5 here, and nobody has.
You can see there Mike Phipps in the left of the screen talking to John Zitterstein, 2 gold star holders there. Mike's talking about just what we're talking about now. Mel, it's the slight difference coming back in this direction. It's just a little bit harder to find your way. That big swing on the back end, that looks narrow at a glance, but it might hold long enough. And it has. Good shot there from
good, right?
Hayden.
Pretty good. There's been very few people have managed to get 4 bowls down the tram lines here, inside the box line.
Nathan Trowell on the back end.
Looks tight.
This is close.
Ooh, no.
Slightly overplayed that one, but that's a good way to miss. You can also see the left of your screen, Delwyn Hughes, who's the patron and life member of New Zealand Indoor Bowls. First female president that we ever had in 1983. And Hayden Moorns. Down you come. Good bowl. Just tightening up the head, isn't it?
Yep.
Alright. Opportunity here for Nathan with the perfect bowl here to make a 2 out of this, right? Oh, it's just so punishing.
If we had a screenshot of his second bowl and his third bowl, the track that Nathan took with his third bowl would have been no more than a couple of inches, maybe 3 inches narrower, and it swung across by more than that. What do you do here?
Something on the forehand, apparently.
Sitting the blue down.
Yeah.
It's going to stick with the jack.
Yeah, you're trying to take the oranges away out of the head, right? You're trying to make sure Nate can only score with the one in his hand.
Because the blue's not touching the jack, it should follow it, unless he slices the jack, which he didn't do. That was a bit stressful if you're Hayden Warnes. Interesting times. An intriguing matchup here. Just dead draw it for 2, Mel.
Yeah. Just got to find his track here.
About finding your line, isn't it?
Yeah. This hasn't been far away. That last one just ducked off.
Taking a slightly wider line, but it might turn again. Look at that duck. Look at it go. Unbelievable. And that's a 2 there to Hayden Warnes, and a 4-point difference now. Going to be after 9. Well, okay, maybe not a 4-point difference. Nathan just looking. I would be incapable of measuring if I was in a single semi-final. I'd just be going, the umpire can come and do their job. Get a bit shaky.
He's pretty calm. I think he's given away 2 here. Oh no, maybe not.
Doesn't look like it.
It's only 1.
Oh, just the 1. He'll be happy with that. So the score...
Nearly very unlucky there, wasn't he, boys?
He was. So it's 8-5.
8-5, 3 to go.
After 9 ends.
All right.
Interesting.
What's the strategy here, team? I'll let Malcolm take the Nathan strategy.
Yeah, you go first, Mal, and we'll follow up.
Oh, look. I think Nathan certainly needs to score this end. I think just try and cut this deficit. If he can pick up 1 or 2, he gives himself a show at the back end.
For sure.
He's
That's a
close
very
to
good
the
bowl.
breaker.
Actually, really unlucky again.
Yeah.
He's played well today. I was next door to him as I got knocked out very early. And I marked a game on round 2 for Matthew Farquhar, and I was next door to Nathan Trowell playing Daniel French, which I think might have been both their first games.
Yeah.
Fantastic game of bowls, and Nathan was just couldn't miss. Played fantastic. Had him under pressure the entire time, and that's what he's been doing all day. Just sort of
I think the strategy
smothering the jack.
The strategy now for Hayden, right? 3 ends to go. He's got to make Nathan beat him. He doesn't want to make any mistakes.
Good shot.
Good.
Great shot there. Take an undue risk. So this is an interesting one here. Like,
it's not a.
This you could charge down this gap here, but it could go pear-shaped, right? You could split through and run on.
Yeah.
Nothing, right?
And
So
the jack is like to spring some distance because it looks like it's just about touching that orange bowl.
Yeah.
So you've got to be careful here with the weight that you decide to play.
which he is by the look of
Little
this.
split.
That's real. Oh, that was lovely weight. They'd set up a better plant now, hasn't it?
I believe so.
It's just the way that the blue's touching. Looks like if Hayden does hit that, the jack's not going to move quite as far. And we do have some updates somewhere. Oh, there they are. So in the Masters, Les Haywood leading 6-5 after 6 ends. Ashley Smith 9-6 up after 10 ends in her Truth Cup playoff. Carl Jamieson is 8-5 up after 9. And Mark Ridley is 3 up last end. 3 up last end.
He's just 3 down too. And he's 3 down.
But he's 3
And
down,
he's 3 down on the head.
Rodney Mills has a
At the
bowl to
moment.
win the game. Not far away here from
We'll let
Nate
you-
as well, right? Oh, not the worst time to chip the jack out. There's not many good times to do that. And as you see
he's
there,
played a bomb.
lovely camo out there, that's Rodney Mills drawing a
A 4 to win.
4th shot to win by 1 shot in his semi-final.
Wow.
Holy moly.
What an incredible... I love this sport.
Bad Roddy.
This sport's ridiculous.
I love this
All
sport.
right, back to here.
Sorry, yeah.
Now,
Wow.
Nathan did an excellent job there of actually just offsetting that real easy plant, right? Now Hayden's almost got to play
Off.
controlled weight through the hole.
Yeah.
And your collision bowl needs to hang around desperately, doesn't it?
Oh,
Like
like you can use the blue to just
Yes.
dump in for shot. Like you don't have
Get
to come
slightly
3
more
wicks.
outside.
Here we go. Outside
Even-
half.
outside one.
Oh, he's fast.
That's
Oh, he's
interesting.
wide.
Ooh.
I think that was almost more the mat than the bowl. It just didn't turn.
I think he played really nice speed there, right, Alex?
A beautiful speed from Hayden Warnes. Gave us every chance in the world. I'm not entirely sure how he managed to miss the entire head because it wasn't that far away. Does Nathan try and make an opportunity here? There's no back bowls from Blue. It's last bowl.
I don't know whether you look at that same
How brave is he
target area
feeling?
as Hayden was and look to peel the blue, or is he
just looking for 2, I think,
Is it
now.
for 2 already?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great
It could
question.
be. It
I
could
think
be,
it's
yeah.
only one.
Only one, yeah. So that blue looks a little bit more likely on
So
a flat.
Anything
got good
on the
speed.
back of his last
got
bowl,
beautiful
sneaking around,
speed,
it's really
doesn't he?
good.
Great bowl.
Yeah,
I think
that'll
he
be
shuffled that
enough.
enough for
That'll
2.
be enough for 2.
And beautiful speed because it didn't move the jack either. So he's just shunted it in. That's a great shot there from Nathan Trout. And we've now played
10
10 ends. So we're on the
10 ends.
penultimate end. And the score is 7, 8.
We're about to find out. We'll just double check before we.
Pretty sure it's 7, 8.
2, yeah.
I'm almost all but certain.
8-7.
He's
Here we
found
are,
the 7.
7, 8.
He's found the 7.
We got there
Alright.
eventually.
All right,
It's
I
the
think
first
the
time
best
he's
first
come down
bowler,
this way.
the first man onto the white here is going to have the ascendancy in this game, right?
Well, the thing is, if Hayden can score here, 2 up last end, he probably wants to score 2 actually. You want to be 3 up last end if you don't have
What?
last bowl. In a perfect world, he'd been wanting to score more than 2. And good weight.
Yeah, he's got to find the track on the side. It's a better area.
It's a great line.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
Great
good.
shot.
Would it be fair to say in all the games today, Alex, nobody's mastered this mat?
We've seen some very, very good bowls on this mat.
I think the winners have been the ones who've hung in there the most and got the most bowls handy, right?
Yeah.
So
And-
similar stuff we're looking for here, right?
And trusting the bowl is the big thing on this broadcast mat because you have to trust that it's going to come back in, particularly on the hand to our right as we see it. What's
Yeah,
Nathan
he's
doing
desperate
here?
to play the
Switch,
forehand.
yeah, he
He
wants to
was
get on that
desperate to
forehand.
Absolutely
He
desperate.
saw it.
Nice half green here from Nathan Trout.
His eyes
Slightly
lit up. He's
overplay
gotta
it.
take some grass on that side.
Needs it
He's
to
a
hold. Needs it to
fraction
hold.
tight.
Back
Oh.
slide. Beauty.
What a time for a front
Good
chunk.
time to do that.
That's a great shot.
You always get rewarded for good speed, right?
Yeah. Hey,
He was absolutely spot on his speed.
man, it looked tight when that left the hand. Holy smoke.
Imagine there was mild panic.
Yeah.
Just go-
It's a bit of heavy
I could
breathing
feel
here in the
Mal
commentary
tense.
box.
Are you still nervous, Malcolm?
Oh, mate, entirely.
Lovely speed here from Hayden.
Good
Oh,
bowl.
yeah,
That's
it's
a
a really
great
good
bowl.
shot.
It's a great shot.
Really good shot, right?
But
Back
again-
yourself to draw one out there and at least get second shot, even if Nathan does swallow this, right?
Is this
This
one
is
for
this-
Nathan
yeah,
where
the
if,
wobble, hey?
yeah,
Nah.
Practice room one.
if,
hey?
Nah.
if he's
In the
not wobbling it,
semi-final, look at it. He's setting
Oh,
up
he
for
is
it.
too.
He is.
this is what you
This
practice
is-
Honestly,
for.
I can't believe I taught
There's
him this.
all these hours in the back room here.
Oh, I can't
This
believe
is what you practice for.
Oh, he didn't really.
Yeah.
It's still turning a lot. Oh, he's made it 3. That's good.
That looks like club night.
I was going to say,
Playing
Wow.
against some of the veterans at club night, wobbling
Yeah.
up the mat.
here we go. Big bowl here from
Yeah,
Hayden
it's a
Warnes.
massive bowl.
Easy to miss. It's easy to miss.
He's chucked it out there. He's chucked it out there.
Oh,
Oh, ho, ho.
big effort.
Oh,
Big effort. The crowd's erupting down there like a North Taranaki players won again. That could
So,
be the Truth
I
Cup
think,
winner.
I think we're all square.
all square.
We're all
last
square.
end.
Hayden,
Square last end.
Hayden thought he'd shunted that, I'm sure. Like
Yep.
he let it go and he just gave it that look that you look at a bowl and you think, I'm about to drop a 3. So he'll be pleased.
Yeah.
He'll be pleased. There's Davey.
There's Davey.
Dave Archer, the man.
Camera 5's the most stressed out man in the building, though.
Oh,
So we're all square.
All right.
Take a deep breath, Mel.
Jack's a
Yep.
foot up.
let's all go.
Everything's going to be okay.
Jack's a foot up. That ball was coming up shy, I think. Honestly, that bowl would have been good enough in the Sean Terry game, right? Like it's been so hard down this end.
It's just...
You won that game, mate.
Good bowl there from Hayden Warnes. Unbelievable
start.
stuff. This is exciting. Now remember, of course, we're hanging around and we're going to watch a... Wow. We're going to watch
We've got 2 finals.
2 finals. A Masters
Masters
final
first.
and then an Open final. So you've got
There's
2
a
more games of
bowl.
bowls
There's
to
a
watch,
great
folks.
shot.
Great bowl.
That's what you put all the yards in for, right, in the practice room, right? to play the big shots on the big ends.
Oh,
in the big
square.
games.
Big moments, yeah. Maybe. Still a few bowls to come
Hayden
here.
Warnes.
Is he swinging back?
He's close.
Oh, it's a
Oh,
lovely
wow.
effort.
Oh,
Oh, that had match-winning potential,
Wow.
right?
The crowd's turned into a pantomime.
Oh boy.
Rip the two blues off.
I actually can't disbelieve the crowd. Like, I've just looked out, and the crowd is huge.
It's a huge
Where do they all
crowd.
come from?
You can't hear them.
I don't know.
It's a massive crowd.
I don't think there's that many bowlers. Have we paid people to come off the street?
It's a renter crowd.
Great to have the crowd here, though.
There's a few nervous up the top row from Poverty Bay.
Yeah.
You'd be
Yeah.
tempted to feed and water them.
Aunties and cousins up there.
Oh.
Probably at home. They'll be. Jenny's probably wandering back and forth.
Now, more important here, Alex. More important than your chats.
Yes.
He's playing backhand.
Yeah, he's got to get to this back blue here, man.
This is
Through
I'm not this brave.
the
this
tunnel.
This is balls
Yeah,
of
nah,
steel here.
You got to do it.
He's
Balls
close.
of steel.
He's close.
Oh,
Now,
It's okay.
how good that the jack was not touching the bowl, because it gave him that tiny bit of wiggle room, didn't it? It means you could
Yep.
tap the orange and the jack not spring away.
and that's the decision, right? If you were a toucher, you probably don't play that hand, right?
Absolutely.
All right, Hayden looking just to replicate his last bowl.
He thinks he's close. And he is close.
Right.
Oh, he's ripped
Oh,
away.
he's just-
He knows he's got one more chance.
Oh, here's the big forehand from Nate.
He could cut
Sit the bowl.
the tension in the air with a knife.
Hey, draw the shot bowl. What do you reckon, James?
If I'm Nathan here, I am strongly considering a bowl closer to him than the head.
Yeah, block the forehand and go, good luck.
Absolutely. I'm just over the first short line.
That wide swing, mate. It's
Oh, but you can block it though.
yeah.
If the closer to you, you can actually block the big swing and force him to do something heavy and weird. Just the
These
way that it
opportunities
sits.
don't come along that often, Alex.
Yeah, I have
Hey.
no opinion. I've got no opinion
Yeah.
here.
What does he gain from
Oh.
drawing? What does he gain from drawing a front nut here, or drawing a shot here? What does he actually gain?
Well, Mel's talking about sitting down the shot orange.
Oh,
No, just drawing to the shot orange.
Oh,
and
okay.
just land it.
just
Which
like,
is-
so,
you-
so
so you
Beat him there.
You're essentially blocking it
you're
from much
essentially
closer.
blocking it on the head,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
away from the head. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah,
What you're
Arriving,
not,
giving
what you're not
yourself a
doing
show.
is getting jack high.
yeah. Hey,
Oh, he's gone with me, I reckon.
Oh, he's gone
Oh,
the block.
he's gone with me.
Across the
going.
head. How short's his block? You okay, Mel?
nah.
He's blocked it. But he hasn't blocked
Doing some
it.
serious hard time here.
He hasn't blocked it. That's not a block.
It's in the eye. Tell you what here.
Man.
Well, if the jack springs,
The orange has got to be going with the white, right?
well, it's touching now. Nathan looking a little bit stressed in the background.
Hayden
fair.
just played 2 bowls down here. He'll know what the line required.
He was only,
Last bowl of this game.
push a weight.
This is for a spot in the New Zealand singles final. It's a bad time for a crowd. He's let it go.
He's heavier.
Close.
He's heavier.
He's close.
He's real close. He's stalking it. And that is a
Yeah.
Great,
great
shot there
Wow.
from Hayden Warnes, and what a game, what a semi-final we
What
just
an
seen.
absolute game. 2
Great
absolute
ball.
cracking semi-finals. I tell you what, teams, stick around. We're about to see 2 brilliant finals as well.
Will not be the last that you see of Nathan Trout. He's conducted himself very well on the semi-final stage. Hang
it's a
around.
mighty effort.
We will be back. Thank you very much for joining
Yeah, thanks,
us.
Alex.
Mel.
Thanks for having me in, guys. Sorry I was a little quiet.
No, it's fine.
Shout out to home.
Oh,
Hey, everyone.
I would have been less than quiet.
All right. Cheers, team. Good job.
I'll see you soon.